What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. I'm Wilson, joined by Mr. Berg.
That's true.
And Toast. And in this review, we're taking a look at this Transformers toy. Who is it?
Is this toy available at Big Bad Toy Store?
Oh, this toy and many other Transformers Earthrise toys are available at Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the show notes.
Oh, because this looks like you just said, Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy Masterpiece Bumblebee, a.k.a.
Commander Class Skylynx. So we have them first.
Just bought this toy.
Mr. Berg's. We have Mr. Berg's favorite mode.
Oh, my total favorite mode.
It's not a city, though.
Lay on the floor mode.
Yeah, it's spaceship docking station, space station.
Space station? Or is this, we got to do something with this thing mode.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, they didn't have to do that. It's cool that they did.
Is it?
It is, because it continues with the theme of mixing and matching. This is how they suggest you set it up in the instructions. I don't like this. I kind of like that because it's like laser. You know, you can put your little guys on it.
Like Raoul.
Let's take a look at his paint and sculpts. This Skylynx, anyone familiar with Skylynx knows it's a weird bird,
I do not see a
tiger hybrid.
Tiger thing. I see a
You don't see
shuttle.
that yet. You don't see that yet.
see
It's
a
a space
space
shuttle.
I'm very curious how this is going to turn into a cat.
Oh, that's right.
It's not that hard,
You're just
actually.
gonna flip it over and put the head out.
No. But you want to take a look at the shuttle first
I'm
for
looking.
paint and no, but you closer look. Would you like to take a closer look at the shuttle's
I think
paint
our
and
fans
sculpt?
do.
Maybe.
Okay, let's
paint
do
and
so.
sculpt.
Yes. He connects real well there once you get the holes lined up on the spaceship with the base. And he stands real well. And then if you want, there's the connectors like the ones they had with Titan's Return guys and almost every kind of city thing they've done. So then you can connect up your smaller like Ironworks guys there if you want in different places.
Click, click.
Yep.
Wow.
And then you can put your little Micromasters on it
And then
and
you can
have
go,
fun.
this was panel line. This wasn't. They look terrible together. Wow, cool.
It's more than just panel lining.
So the shuttle has a lot of molded detail, a lot of stuff that can be brought out a little bit
It is
more.
crazy molded detail. I feel like we've reviewed this before.
We may have reviewed
And
something
a
very similar.
slightly better version.
Yeah, it was the MMC one. You can see, if you want to watch that review, we'll put the link
This
up
one,
above.
yes, there is insane amounts of panel lining for a Hasbro toy.
Looks really nice.
There's not a lot of color on there other than the gold. That's probably
But there shouldn't
a
be.
chip or something. Yeah.
There's actually color differential in the wings.
Yep.
This is matte and whiter.
Okay.
This is gloss and grayer.
Grayer. Underneath, you can see sort of,
Starscream.
yeah, the blue
But
wings.
again, you can see different colors.
Mhm. And he's got actually landing gears here, there, and under the nose, other way. There you go.
Ow.
I love the NASA sticker and the Autobot stickers. This thing so closely resembles, at least this piece of it, not only the original toy, but
Magnificent.
it is magnificent. Or is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't got that far.
I would like probably a repro label set if they'll ever be able to ship to the US again. I would get a set for at least this part of it.
What would you want it to add?
I don't know, just some kind of something in there on the side. Like, I would like them to redo the gold bar, I think, to make it shinier, like they did. They did that with MMC.
I think it looks good as is.
Yeah.
And the shuttles were very white.
Yes. Yes, they were.
This tail fin also has multiple grays.
Yeah.
And a red dildo.
Moving on, We'll take a look at the bottom part of them. They connect, but to get a better look at the colors.
So here he is, bottom looking.
Mm-hmm.
Just as many panel lining. You can see the tank treads now.
Yeah, and this part rolls as well. There's rolling wheels here and there.
So it is just an MMC tank.
Yeah.
Which is the front? Which is the back?
Doesn't
It don't
really matter. You connect them. There's this piece here
This
that hooks in
This hook.
right there. There's a little opening right there that latches on to this part here.
With this nubbin.
Yep, and you gotta make sure you get it on properly. But once it fits, it's secure, and you have your big Lynx transport vehicle.
I like this less than base mode.
Really? The problem I have with it is that
It's Lynx.
this part just juts out too far. I feel like somehow they could have. I don't know if they could have even engineered it, but where these fold back into there or something. I don't know, because it looks a little. You like that?
I like that better than the other one.
Do you? Okay.
I mean, the other way, it looks slightly like the giant carrier that NASA uses to bring the shuttle from the
That's a good point.
This one is more aesthetically pleasing to my eye.
from the building. Point is, I don't like it either way.
All right, and for a little bit of size comparison, we have him in the middle next to Combiner Wars, extremely small. I forgot how small this toy was. And the original G1 Lynx. So he's about the same size as the original.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big toy. This, I tell you, I really don't remember it being this small.
I didn't have a problem with the muted colors until we pulled out the G1.
You want to transform into some animals?
Nope.
Okay. Beast modes.
I now believe more than ever that dinosaurs came from birds.
Yep.
Nope. 'Cause
Nope.
Birds came from dinosaurs, idiot.
He looks like a bird. You got it's so, this is nutso. The legs.
Not so?
Yeah, it looks strange. It's hard not to, though.
True.
Every Lynx that there's been, when it's just the bird, the legs have always looked up. Like,
Yep.
that's just how it is.
You would think that in 2020 they could easily fix that. Like, I can think of 15 things to do.
But the MMC one does not look good either by itself. But yeah, somebody you would think can come up with the technology or something.
Who would go like, yeah, no, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, you forgot to make the shuttle not look like a shuttle. Nobody knows what that thing looks like in real life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they should just retire the character and stop making it.
That's possible too.
Indubitably, Kevin, that would be the greatest thing ever. But since I am the greatest character ever, I don't think that'll happen.
The big color change here is with the wings that have folded out.
They're now blue.
They're blue, and this looks a little funky because you have the gap where that's where it slides, but it's not much you can.
Giant robotic bird. The whole
Yeah.
thing looks funky.
The tail on my copy is a little loose up here, so it keeps sagging down.
Do you know what'll solve that?
It's future.
I was gonna say not buying this.
Uh-huh.
But no, future.
Future as well. Take a look in his mouth. He's got the little mouth laser and some sharp bird teeth.
Is that a ratcheted neck?
It is a ratcheted neck. So down at the base here, the neck can move left and right as well as up and down
No.
on this piece. And that's the same up here. So then each middle one just moves up and down. And then up here, that moves left and right as well. So he gets actually a good range for the neck. It might be better if it was like on a... I think if they were on ball joints, it would loosen up too much over time.
Sure.
Which is kind of what the problem the MMC one had, was that the neck was a little loose.
Well, the wings look a little loose.
The wings don't connect anywhere on this side, which is a problem. I don't know why they couldn't have somehow. I don't know. You would think they would hook in down there, but no, they just.
So you can get more cool poses.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just saying that joint's not ratcheted.
Well, the legs are heavily ratcheted, so they can hold them. They do hold them up pretty spectacularly, and you get all kinds of movement. They spin down here too, and then there's huge ankle tilt, claw movement, all of that great
That's an
stuff.
impressive amount of articulation.
Yeah.
So he is articulated up the wazoo. Some are ratcheted, some are not. If you like the look of it, it looks great. If you don't like the look of it, there's nothing.
There's nothing that's going to change your opinion about it.
This could very easily pop open, slide in,
Yeah,
But then they'd have to charge us $50 more,
probably.
and I'd have my voice crack.
I don't think we opened the canopy. Was the canopy open in the opening shot?
So yeah, that's open in shuttle mode, and it's got the 5mm port if you want to stick like a weapon battle master in there or something. That's what that's for mainly.
Look at that. It supports his weight
Yep.
until you touch it.
The cat here, he's got a great gold head.
Feline-esque.
Yep, and he as well has a laser in his mouth.
Fun times.
And has some hair or something in his mouth.
What I like is you do pull out here to give a butterfly joint and to give it some bit wider of a chest kind of
Some
piece.
more girth.
Girth, that's right.
That's nice.
So, again, as with every piece, there's just an insane amount of details. There was a survey a few years ago that Hasbro said, what do you
that's
like
right.
about third-party toys? And they answered by making them their figures smaller, adding 1,000 little panel liners, better articulation, better sculpting or closer to that. And this guy is a prime example
Yeah.
of that. And it's a prime example of where there's not anywhere on this guy that doesn't is flat except for right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like every little thing that could be paneled or has a little sculpted detail.
Yeah,
Boom.
it is. I think he looks great personally. Except for the feet. Feet are a little strange. Wish they would have tried to make those maybe a little more cat-like somehow.
Yeah,
Like
not a fan of the
silver,
feet.
silver nails or something. Parts of it, I don't know. But as
Still
is,
Hasbro.
it's like I said, as is for Hasbro, it's pretty cool. Let's run through his articulation real quick. He's got a bunch of ratchets himself.
So his head also moves side to side, up and down. Mouth. Those spin around. Pretty much all these joints are for transformation.
Yeah, and they're heavily ratcheted, which is good because it needs to hold the weight of that bird and shuttle. He passes the 1-foot test. Very impressive. So here we have the two combined.
Finally.
Probably everybody's preferred mode.
It looks really, really good in this mode, except for the fact that any flaws you had in the other two modes
Right.
aren't now together.
Yeah.
His
No,
legs don't look stupid.
I think it hides some of the flaws. So I thought the tails looked really ugly.
The
In-
two tails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's wheels at the end of the tails, and the tails are extremely wide apart. And I thought that the bodies were too long on both the bird and the Lynx. But
Bird.
this way, I think most of that's hidden. I'm okay with the body length here, and
Let's
It
give
looks
a better
pretty good.
angle.
Well, maybe
There's
it's
some
almost as
girth.
if we could compare the size. And for size comparison for the giant hulking bird beast, we have the three again: Combiner Wars, Tiny Man, and then the G1.
Yep.
So he's still bigger. He's a bigger figure. This is Commander class. So he not only comes at a heftier size, like Jetfire. He comes at a heftier price tag as well.
Like Jetfire.
Like Jetfire.
How much is that?
So on Big Bad Toy Story, $79.99.
Well,
and for some things that he comes with
Extreme close up.
a bunch of blast effects and 2 of these. These are little rocket piece things. I'm not really sure what they're used for, but they can connect up on his hips.
Any 5mm port. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yep. Any 5mm port will hold them. They show them going on the back legs. And then the blast effects are multiple pieces that can be combined in any way that you see fit and can be placed again in the 5mm ports.
I've been shot in the neck. God damn it, Scotsman.
And his mouth, tongue, can hold any blast effect, as well as the Lynx. There it is.
This is what happens when you eat too much Cybertronian bologna.
Yeah.
Silesium salami.
Silesium salami.
Yeah. And down to the bottom line. Toast. Why don't you start us off?
Of the modes, I like this one the best. I think it hides what I don't like about the separate beasts.
Which
And,
is?
I talked earlier about the length of the body, the blockiness of the Lynx. And those bird legs are just ugly as hell. So all of that's hidden here, or the body at least is a size that makes sense. And then base mode is fine, I guess, if you wanna, if you're into bases.
Kids are.
All right, good for them.
Daddy, can I have a base to play with? I have a car. No, I want a base. It just kind of lays there and does stuff.
But you get a base, but you also have your spaceship.
I
at
feel
your
like that
base.
might be true. Like I liked Metroplex as a kid as a base.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Skylynx. He's got an impressive amount of sculpted detail that I like. There's a good amount of color breakup. If I own this thing, I think I would wind up panel lining or giving it a wash, giving it something. But it's not something I'm ever going to own. I don't care that much about Skylynx. And I do wish that specifically the cat legs had more articulation. They swivel, they move out, but I want the air quotes knees to bend a bit better. That's about it. And I wish the feet were more animal instead of obvious tank treads.
Right.
Otherwise, I think he's pretty good. He's just not something that I'm personally interested in. So I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5.
3.5. Awesome.
All right, I'm going to give this thing a 4 out of 5. The panel detail is insanely good. The articulation, while could use a little more range here and there, is really, really good. I love the fact that there are so many ratchets on this thing. He's super fun to play with. I don't know if that came across, as I've been playing with this thing more than any Wilson toy.
It did not.
Ever. It's Skylynx, so I don't care that much, but, it is a lot of fun to play with. For the amount of articulation and points of articulation and pieces and things you can do with it, $80 is a steal. I recommend it. 4 out of 5 hammers.
All right, so I have an affinity for Skylynx. I don't know why. I think it's because he's a bizarre idea to begin with. It's a bizarre character. He's a British prick. It's a weird character, so I've bought the toys. This thing is amazing. I love every single mode, except maybe the bird. The legs on the bird, obviously.
Bird sucks.
Yeah, it's weak, but
It'd be 5 out of 5 if that bird didn't suck so much.
yeah, so I'm giving him a 4.5. I've had tons of fun with him. I enjoy him. He crushes the Combiner Wars 1. He's almost as good as the MMC 1. The MMC 1 has problems that this one doesn't. Like the neck joints on this are tight and nice. All the weight can be held nicely, and this thing's just fun to play with all around.
Who's
So
your favorite third-party company?
MMC.
Well, so you're going to buy the next one from someone else?
No,
Are you
I
gonna
think
buy
I'm
the
good.
Legend scale one?
I hope they. No, I'm not going to buy any more Skylinks. I have enough now. The Combiners War 1 can now be combined with all the other guys that I've bought other newer versions of as well, like Wheeljack, like Trailbreaker.
Just need
He's
one.
but he's very G1. He gives me the G1 and he works, and he's a Hasbro version. I like to have a third-party version and a Hasbro version of all my stuff. That's what I've realized that I like mostly.
Okay.
Okay?
But you like a Hasbro version of this guy, a third-party version of this guy.
Mm-hmm. Because I have an affinity for the character.
But I want every version of Optimus Prime. in
I don't
both
want every
versions.
version of Optimus
I want
Prime.
every version of Bumblebee.
I don't want every version of Bumblebee.
I can count on one hand
Yeah.
the number of Bumblebees you haven't bought.
And on that note, we will end this episode. I'm so happy and kind of relieved to see that Berg liked this thing. Thanks for watching. All the social media stuff is in the show notes. And until next time, like and subscribe.